Hey, great piece by Jeb Blount. 4 tips for breaking bad sales habits. You should follow Jeb. If you're not following him right now. If you're in sales, for sure, you should absolutely read his book on prospecting. I think it's Fanatical Prospecting. Fantastic book. Bad habits hold you back. A bad habit is defined as a pattern of behavior that's followed regularly until it becomes automatic. Failure is simply the cumulative impact and manifestation of our bad habits. It's a brutal reality. Salespeople fail, maybe even you. Sadly, thousands of salespeople are fired or quit each day because they failed to attain quota. When you ask these salespeople what went wrong, most are quick to point out that their failure was due to some external factor which prevented them from achieving their goal. Poor territories, bad managers, difficult environments, lack of training, defective products are fodder for these conversations. However, when studying successful sales professionals in those same organizations, we find that when faced with identical difficulties, they still managed to succeed. Why did some salespeople succeed where others didn't? The answer is simple. The successful salespeople have developed the habit of looking inward for inspiration, motivation, and accountability when things get difficult. They have developed a disciplined habit of finding solutions to problems, while the less successful people have developed the habit of finding excuses for failure. I'm sure for some this seems a bit harsh, but the truth is the truth. Success or failure has a lot more to do with our thoughts and actions than the difficulties we face. That is absolutely correct. Bad habits are hard to break. A habit is defined as a pattern of behavior that's followed regularly until it becomes automatic. In other words, we do things we are comfortable with and we keep doing them. When we do the same thing over and over again, an amazing thing happens. We get the same result over and over again. Unfortunately, many people become so comfortable with their habits that they will continue the behavior even if that habit is causing them to fail. I see this all the time in our business. It's just, what I see also is how few people do the work to master their business or if they're in sales, master sales or prospecting or overcome objections or how to present well. They just don't put the time in. And, of course, that habit of not putting the time in leads to failure or leads to poor results. Stepping out of a comfort zone is difficult. Anyone who has worked to quit smoking, lose weight, or even correct a poor golf swing, which I'll attest to that, attest that the bad habits die hard. Failure is simply a cumulative impact and manifestation of our bad habits. One of the core reasons so many salespeople find themselves moving from company to company is that they're failing time and time again. Despite the training each new company provides, despite the coaching, despite the mentoring from successful sales professionals, eventually these salespeople revert back to their old habits and they ultimately fail. The good news is that though it may be difficult, it is possible to break this cycle of failure. But to change your bad habits, you must first change your thoughts and actions. And who has control of your thoughts and actions? You do. 4 steps to positive change. Number 1, identify your bad habits. The first step to creating a new winning habit or winning habits is identifying your bad habits and examining and understanding your behavior. In this process, you must be honest with yourself. You must place the responsibility for failure where it lies. I think one of the things that I see people, they don't prepare for their appointments, whether they're trying to recruit somebody into their business or they're trying to close a transaction. They don't invest enough energy and time in mastering how exactly to do that. They just hope it somehow works out. And, things generally don't work out unless you're prepared. So you've got to do more. You got to really, my feeling is you should over-prepare. You should prepare to the point of, ridiculousness, because that's the thing that's going to give you that level of confidence that's attractive to people, whether it's potential clients or potential recruits. Number 2, harness your desire. The next step is mentally making the status quo untenable. As long as you're more comfortable with where you are and where you want to be, it will be difficult to change. To make positive changes, you must harness your desire. That means defining what you want, writing it down, and becoming laser focused on that goal. A burning desire to achieve defined goal unlocks the door to the formation of powerful new habits. If you don't really know what you want, it's hard to get what you want. Most people really, and I ask them, what do you really want out of our business? What is it that Why are you getting involved, and what do you really want? Most people can't answer that question, and they need to answer that question. That question is critical, because when you really know what you want, all the challenges you're going to have are not going to be a big issue for you, because you know what you want and you're willing to do the work to and figure out and get better to get that thing that you want. But when you don't know what you want, the first little issue, the first little challenge, you. Number 3, invest in your mind. I believe in this so hardly. I think, personal development is the key, regardless of what industry you're in, and regardless of what you do. Your personal development is critical to your future success. Just because you want to change, need to change, and desire to change doesn't mean that you have the skills to change. You must take steps to invest in yourself through reading, audiobooks, podcasts, seminars, online courses, everything, mentorship. One of the things I did is I turned my car into a university of success. In other words, the only thing I listened to in my car were audios that would help me in whatever, whether it's time management or people skills or sales skills or leadership skills or whatever the skill that I needed to improve. My car was my university of success, and I spent, a lot of time driving too, especially when I was building my business. I spent a lot of time in my car, and my car helped me. It helped me like crazy, because I was always listening to something that would grow my skill sets, grow my knowledge base, make me more confident, more competent first, and then more confident. And finally, number 4, get a coach. A powerful step towards positive change in your life is getting a coach, whether it's your manager, a mentor, or someone you hire to coach you. As long as you are coachable, a great coach will help you break through your self-imposed barriers and will illuminate the path that will lead you straight to the success you deserve. I never had a mentor or a coach. I've had a lot of success in business over the last, almost 40 years. That was all due to personal development. In other words, I sought out my coaches were in books, audio, seminars I went to. I never had a personal one, and that would be great to have one, but I didn't, and you don't need one if you're willing to put the work in to make that happen. So I highly recommend you develop a personal development program where you are constantly working on you, growing your skills, growing your sales skills, your people skills, your time management skills, your leadership skills, or whatever skill you need to become successful in whatever it is that you do.